Okay, so last I left off, we were adding a floor into level 6. I looked at that a little bit, but what we can do actually that makes it a little bit simpler is now we can actually click on our floor 6. So we'll double click on that to open that up. Floor 6. So we can take a look here. We'll actually go into architectural tab, and it's floor architectural, and we'll do pick. This is pick walls. We'll pick the walls, the ones we can see. We can't see the one underneath the roof line at this point, so what we can do actually is to just draw it in with the line tool under draw, and go from this corner. We know that it goes to that corner, and we should be good to go. And press OK on that. We'll take a look at, in our 3D mode, we'll take a look at what we've got, and that puts in our floor. So on the top floor, we've got something that's in there. What we can do then is, as we've discussed before, we'd like to maybe put in some shafts and whatnot into our floors. And if you take a look in the 3D view, we can take a look in there. We've got the holes already set up for these two in these two sets of our columns and beams and such. Is 1, 2, like it'd be third row in and fourth row in, and then one row back. So we'll take a look into, we'll start it off in level 1. That'll actually be these two boxes here that we'll have to open up. So then this is in level 1, but we can do it in whichever level at this point. We'll hit this into our realistic, so we can actually see that there's floor in there. And with that in mind, now what we can do is actually, we could cut in a hole in our floors if we wanted to. But what we should do is actually have our maybe some walls put in. We'll go with cutting the shafts. We'll go with cutting the shafts in here. We'll have up here in the architectural tab, at the almost end of the ribbon, is a button called shaft opening. So we'll click on that. That'll give us the ability to draw in our shafts that we would like to have put in for the stairs or elevators or whatnot. And we'll pick a rectangular pattern here. We'll do two separate shafts, because we'll have one for our stairs and one for our elevator. We can adjust these later on as we can for pretty much everything that's in this program. We can just start and draw a rectangle on this one, and we'll make this go from base constraint, go level 1, have it go up to floor 6. Well, we want to level 1, and then we can, instead of unconnected for the top constraint, we want to go up to floor level 6. And we would like to have the top, it will just actually end at the hole, but if we'd like to make sure that we wanted to cut a hole into it, which allowed us a little bit more ability for it to have cut if we thought that the floor was a little bit thicker or whatever, but we know the floor is 12 inches, and we know that it ends at floor 6. It's the, the more, like, if you look at this command is actually something that is almost like a solid thing solid but almost invisible object that you're building in there that will delete stuff as you put it in there. If you put in that you were just going to expand this up to 3,000 feet just to make sure you had tons and tons of hole cut into it, what that would do is cut into everything you built above that, would have that hole into it, regardless of whether you intended it to be just for the floors or not. Even if you added it later, it would still put in a hole in it. So that is not in our benefit, as we've put a roof line into this thing, and we don't want a hole through the roof. So what we'll do it just up to the floor 6, and that should be adequate for what we're trying to accomplish. So press OK. We'll take a look at what we've done in our 3D view. Here we can see that is, in fact, as I was saying, it looks like it's a solid bit of something all the way up from floor 1 all the way up to floor 6, and it's now cut a big hole in all that floor. We'll go back down to our level 1 again, and we'll cut the next one over here a little bit. Go back up into our architectural tab, almost the end of that ribbon. Open up shaft. So we'll grab the rectangle tool again. We could put in all kinds of different opening shapes. They have basically anything you could draw, you could make that shape cut into it without a problem. But for our intents and purposes here, we want rectangles in there just to make it simpler to work around. So we'll grab a rectangle and we'll cut this shaft opening maybe here. Maybe we'll make that a little bit wider this way. And that also will, it's remembered that we wanted that from level 1 up to, well, actually this one here, it didn't remember it, but we'll go up to floor 6 again. And we'll press OK on that. And that's cut us another rectangle. See, they're a little bit different sizes, but we can adjust that as well if we'd like to. Go into this again. If you double click on it, it becomes easily able to be reconfigured to whatever you need it to be. So if we wanted it to be similar in depth to the other one, we could do that. Press OK, and then there we have it. Just now changed that one. It's a little bit larger. You can do that at any point in this. If you're finding that the hole isn't the right size or it's not the right shape or whatever, you can change that up. So let's take a look at our 3D view. We've got the two holes cut into this. Let's make some walls maybe. We make some walls maybe from the foundation level. We know that we want to have walls all the way up there that allow us to have, you know, if we want to have the elevators and whatnot in there, we want to have something that surrounds that so people aren't just falling willy-nilly into the, you know, elevator shafts or whatever it might be, or the, you know, whatever. It's just good to have the walls in there. We'll put in some walls, some architectural walls, and maybe we'll have something that's a little bit, you know, if you're doing this in reality, you're going to have something that's going to have a little bit better structure, a little bit better fire rating, whatnot. Maybe we'll do a generic 8-inch masonry. That seems like not too bad a plan for this. We can then draw our walls. I'll draw them on the grid for what it's worth. And we'll make that, so this is actually going from foundation, hold on. Our wall is going to go from foundation, and we wouldn't mind that going actually all the way up to floor level 6. We'll hit apply, and we'll start drawing these walls around. Draw one there. Start one here. We'll do 2 separate boxes sort of for those 2 things, because you wouldn't really have, well, you might, but generally speaking, you wouldn't really have your elevator shafts in the same in the same structure as what you have your stairs. You might put a doorway or something in between them so you can get from one bit or to the other. You might have it in the same bit. But in this case, we'll put two separate sets of walls in there. We'll take a look at what we've got there. Looks pretty good so far. We'll escape out of this command and take a look into our 3D level, and that has put walls in there from floor one, well, from the foundation all the way up to our floor 6. What we'll need to do is we'll grab these walls, and we want to actually be able to put those walls up to this up to the roof line in that particular case. So we'll actually, that's our shafts that I've grabbed there. So we want to grab our walls again. We've got to grab the walls. We'll do attach top to base. That grabs that one, puts it on there. Grab that one, attach top to base, and put that up. Grab this wall, do that all the way around. You can see that it's putting the walls in, and we'll need to do that for this back wall, even though we can't really see it very well. But we can see right there that there would be a gap if we don't do this. We'll grab this wall in the back, grab that one, attach the base. That will adjust the wall. You can see that it's in there now. So we got walls all the way around, all the way up to the top, up to the roof line, and that'll be great. We'll take a little break. We'll take a look into doors and other walls and such in this next video.